Hello everyone, Matsuka Wanji everyone, greetings everyone, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are. We are back again on our program Behind the Mic, and this is Zimbabwe Daily. My name is Participation Sokamashiri, and today, as you all know, that we are celebrating the 16 days of activism against the gender-based violence. We just thought of going to Mutare to talk to some students and hear from them the challenges they are facing in terms of gender-based violence. And remember to encourage people to register to vote, encourage people to check via *265# to see where they will be voting at in the next general elections. And of course, as we are commemorating these days, make sure that you do not cause violence wherever you are. It might be at home, it might be at church. And I'll just let my guests introduce yourself. Thank you so much for coming through, and thank you so much for being here today.
It's a wonderful pleasure. My name is Rumbidza Ihlangabeza from the Women's University in Africa, Mutare campus. We're currently formerly I'm the former SRC president and currently the chapter chair.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. So we just get through into the conversation.
Okay.
Can you tell us, as you said you were the president and you're now the chairperson, right? What are the challenges that the students, particularly women, are facing in terms of gender-based violence at your school?
Okay, when it comes to my school, it is a bit unique. Although it is a women's university, I cannot say it is a women's university because our plights, they are not being heard. It is a women's university, but sometimes it's more like we are, how do I say this? Like the men, they're the ones that are in power, but it is all about us, the women, but that is not the case. Let's take, for example, some cases that happens, like even if you want to address them, you'll be told to go and talk to some of the male teachers, but that is not the case because there'll be something that will be touching us and we have to talk directly to the women,
yeah.
but that is not the case and that is not fair because I believe as women we must have that communication
yeah.
and we must talk together. I think you understand me better. Let's say I want to say, okay, there's this say is doing A, B, C, D.
To me, you can't report
I
to
can't
a male.
report it to a male.
Yeah,
But then there are very few women on Mutare campus. Unlike on Harare campus, there are very many women teachers. Unlike so it's not fair to us. And our plights are not being heard, honestly.
Yeah. Talking about that, the men will just continue with that conversation, but I also want to hear from your side. Are there any issues? We can look at all the campuses around Zimbabwe. Are there any issues or any challenges where female students, when they are going to look for attachments, after the semester and something like that, are there any challenges of violence as well, sexual violence, anything for them to get these jobs?
Yeah, there are so many issues because currently attachment is very hard to get. Sometimes you'll be told to pay money, and some will tell you you need to sleep with this person for you to get attachment. Come on, attachment, I'm working for free. Why do I have to pay that? Or why do I have to suffer for me to get it just because I'm a woman? And unongwa kuzofunga okay, I need to finish my degree. I need to do this. It would take a So some women, they don't have an option. They will just have to. As long as the tower was the option, this is what happened to me.
Yeah.
It's hard, honestly, being a woman.
Yeah. Or maybe also want to hear from you, since you represent these students, in terms of accessing public transport to and from school to those who do not stay at the campus. How is the situation?
The situation sometimes is very hard. You might finish a lecture at around 4. My students akawandisa and panenge pachikwirwa pacho transport unogona kumbotombomira and then you'll be waiting kuti vauye for you to come and take you, and then zupko haisi kubatika. Pouya maprivate anenge achiuya, they'll just be saying just come and get in, and I am a woman, pamwe pacho zviri kutyisa, but I have to
Go home. Yeah.
So I will have no option. In as much as we say women, they have power, we don't have power, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned about sometimes, boarding these private cars so that you can get home early. And you are also looking at the unpaid care work that you also need to do when you get home. But it's okay. We'll talk about that later on. I wanted also to hear about, in activism, sometimes as students, what are the challenges that you face?
Okay, most cases in activism, like women sometimes we bring down each other. Like, why do you want to be on the top? What's so special about you? And why do like you, which you bring up an issue, they will listen more to the man,
Kudarika
unlike
them.
us, the
Yeah.
women. But at the end of the day, it's all about us women. We have to uplift each other, but that is lacking, honestly. Like we just bring down each other. You're not perfect in this. How about you come and just perfect me on those areas I'm not
Help me
perfect
to reach
and
that.
help me
Yeah.
to reach the top. But then sometimes some women, when they get to the top, they also forget us, which is something we'll talk about maybe other day. But it's very hard. We're giving the main power as women because I believe if we just give each other that power as women, we will break the barriers.
So also want to talk about activists who are in the Zinasu cluster. I wanted to ask, are there any challenges of, when you're demonstrating for school fees, when you're demonstrating for food, have there been any arrests, have there been any challenges in terms of people who represent you as students as well?
Yes, there have been many arrests, and some will say they've just been abused, and we have witnessed some of them vakarowasingaiti ende zvinozotyisa and also vakuzodzoka kumba manje kuti watoshinga kuenda kuzinasu ndakuenda kunofa ikoko. That is how our parents are, but we want to do something for some of the people that can't talk. If I have a voice,
Let me speak for
use
others.
it
Yeah.
for others. But yeah, our parents. But then you just have to do what's on your heart and do that good thing.
Yeah. And I also wanted to, maybe we can talk about in terms of paying your school fees, you guys, how is it for you? Are the parents affording your school fees as students, and other challenges that you're facing as female students?
Honestly, it is hard. Like semester, I was at $638. So unotozoipedza next semester racho. And then you'll get access to my results later. In as much as it is a private school, I can't complain about that. But it is also hard to just pay as a student. You want to know what's happening, my results and everything. So ndopango panozoita macases of kuti zvozonzwa kuti pachikoro beparaliswa hawo musikana wekuti, or maybe a man who just come and say, okay, I have access to papers and you do A, B, C, D, and then I'll give you the label.
Yeah.
So you have no option, or then be like, let me just do it, maybe or maybe not. So it's pretty hard, honestly.
Yeah. Maybe are there also any cases where there've been abuses, let's say maybe at home, when you break for another holiday and then you come back for the next semester? Are there any issues that you munhu wamakamboona the last semester anenge asisipo, probably ane pamuviri, the issue of ama-blazers and stuff? How is the situation, especially at your campus?
My case is actually akawanda because I'm based in Manicaland. Kunoita macases ekuti munhu anenge asina mari and or kuti munhu, what can we say, trying to fit in. Because I think that case ekuti tinenge taudzwa kuti you have to be a person like this. Not everyone is doing that. Because unozodzokera pacampus, you want to fit in, you want to what?
So
paunozodzoka wona mumwe munhu ane nhumbu haina baba hainani. It's very hard and it's really paining, and macases awo ariko akawanda.
Let's talk about mental health issues at your school. Is there any office whereby when students are at those moments, you need to talk to someone, you need counseling? Are there services like that at your campus?
Currently at Tare campus, there are no services like that. But at Harare campus, there are services like that. So it is something which is a work in progress, but but it's something which would be done.
So what's your side as you also represent these women? What's your side in terms of you guys getting married when you open schools and then you get divorced when the schools close?
I'm a semester marriage ariko. Like chinoitika kazhinji will be in love, honestly.
Mhm.
And chinenge chichiitika. It's something which is hard kuti uzonzwa semberi kuti mwana wako aita semester marriage, but those cases are there. Murume anenge achitoita zvese, mukomana anenge achitotenga
Ari
grocery,
baba.
atori baba chifaya. It's happening.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's something which is really hard, honestly, because unyatsotoona wega kuti makawanda asi munhu anenge achingoshingirira
So that uwane chikafu.
uwane chikafu, because unenge usina. Don't forget when that fees is 638 US. Ipapo uri kuda futi mari yeaccommodation, uda futi kutenga chikafu chekuti udye iwe ubike, uchada futi maybe mari yetransport, maybe also kugara padhuze. So what option will you be left with?
Yeah, nothing.
It's something which is hard.
Yeah. So maybe let's talk about the solutions. What would you want? Probably the government. What would you want to see in these schools in terms of to make sure that women, particularly women, are safe from these issues? Because we're talking about also SRHR issues whereby munhu anenge akunyara manje kunotaura kuti ndine chirwere chepabonde. Are they also muri kuprotecta here? Vanhu vari kuprotecta?
But then okay, in as much as GBV, it's all about, I don't know, is it all about women or what? But I think
it's both sides.
It's both sides,
yeah.
Right? But I think we are neglecting the man. Why am I saying so? I think if you also tackle both sides, the strength that you know at the women, tikaipa foot at the men, I think it's no good than something chinemsoro.
But then karumacha anza wadi kutaura kuti ndarohwa kumba.
Exactly. Why asingadi kutaura?
Because hanzi kufa kwomurume kuti kwebudaura.
Yeah, and okay, fine. I think it is because of the setup, the societal setup. Kuti the society itself yakagara yakaudzoti a man has to be strong. Who told you have to be strong? Like kubva uchikura as a man, you'll be told kuti men don't cry. Who told you to bottle up your emotions? You must let out zvirukunetsa. Ndo vakomana ivo vari kuzouya vachitirepa. Ndo varume ivo vari kuzoabuse vakadzi because they are not letting out their emotions as they grow. Like social construct chirozototi uri mwana wakatogara wakatoudzwa kuti your color is blue. Who said I love blue? As a woman, I'm told your color is pink. Who said I love pink?
Yeah,
I don't like pink. And so we must break all those barriers and start tree blank and start tabulous and start something else. Like tofana could teach those norms. Being a man doesn't mean you have to be strong. Because if we start from scratch, I think we'll be somewhere.
It's okay for them not to be okay sometimes.
It's okay not to be okay. They should express themselves.
Maybe as the chairperson, you also talked about hunger, some failing to provide food for themselves. What do you think the schools and other people would want to chip in should do to help students to have access to food, access to shelter, and sometimes provide school fees?
Okay, I think we should have most of the organizations anokupa chikafu and or just cater for your needs. And then those who pure that service maybe to work for it and also be paying back. I don't think it's hard. So let's say even per 4 years young, ndichita degree. And then I'll be told, okay, as you're doing your degree, I will pay a certain amount. And then those who batira mari pakati, uchindidzoserawo pakati. It's fair.
Yeah. Maybe Rumbi, let's talk about the issue to do with cyberbullying as well, because I know sometimes as Zinasu you do your things online on social media. Are there issues whereby people sometimes infringe your rights through social media?
Yeah, honestly, I've been there. I have never talked about it, but I've been there. On Twitter, I had a handle, Rangatone Starang. I had to delete it. And I had to use another name. Because you'll be told some things that are really hard. And then I just went silent. I did not tell anyone. But you just have to say, okay, some people be like, this. And it's hard for me. It's also, you just have to be strong. But it's really hard, honestly.
It's difficult.
It's really difficult.
And I think also you have helped someone who might be listening right now, or sometimes on social media. We're talking with Pastor Yvonne about Linda Masara, that sometimes people will call her sorts of names, but she never shy
strong.
away from.
That one, she's strong.
So I think women also need to be strong, but also we have to say to those who bully people on social media should stop that. And I'm sure the government will make sure that they put something in action and make sure that those people get arrested.
Yeah, that is true.
Do you have anything else that you would want to see change in schools?
Uh, a lot,
Let's hear
honestly.
it.
In schools, I think we all need to be handled the same, because we all want education. We all want to be heard. We all want to be somewhere in life. You don't have to make another person feel more special, like another person. Just because my mother is a vendor doesn't mean I'm nothing. And also the cases of I'm paying and you're not coming to teach me. What are you doing?
Abasco we have
Some don't even come for lectures. Or maybe unopedza like the semester up half without a lecture. So ndawire mavurire chikoro. That's not fair to us. School fees in yakawandisa, you guys. The economy itself iri kutotikwadza. So why would not want the stress pamusoro pe-stress? I need to also go and ask what kuzoita.
Yeah.
And you're not there.
But you guys, you could start a campaign where you do the naming and shaming of those people, of the lecturers who do not attend these lessons. You can start by just naming and shaming them, so that munozati munhu akanzi abatwa achita zvakati, next time vamwe vanenge vakutywa say kuita zvakaipa. But also maybe the issue of naming and shaming, probably tomboti were afraid. But people are known, those who are perpetrators are known, so they should be talked about so that they shy away from doing the same thing.
Yes.
So do you think women are safe politically, socially, at home in terms of violence in Zimbabwe?
Women, we are not safe. If we don't handle the men and if we don't talk to them, we will never be safe. I believe it would be a waste of time. Chamba chingoti women's this, women's this.
So we have to bring the men
We
to
must
the
also
table.
bring the men to the table, and then we talk about it. In fact, zvinotangira pavana vachiri vadiki. How a person is brought up is very important. Not to ungonzi salaro woturowa ruchemerei. We have to talk about it.
Yeah, true.
We have to be at the table and we address all those issues. It is really fair.
When you talked about students, female students going to work, looking for attachment, and they're being asked for this. You didn't respond when you talked about accessibility of SRHR issues at your school. How is it?
Currently,
You said no.
yes.
So what would you want the Ministry of Health to do to make sure that women and students are safe in schools in terms of health?
We need to have access to all that. I shouldn't go to the clinics to get up. I should come per campus knowing kuti every service, whatever I want, zviripo per campus. Because it's hard. Come on, I can't go. Maybe I want to be tested with STI. Otanga kutoti hamusi kuita zvechikoro.
Mukuita zvebonde panapa.
Vabereki venyu vari kusafa. And we should not also ignore the fact kuti zviri kuitika.
Vanhu vari kutoita
Vanhu vari
sex
kutoita
zvesho.
sex zviri kutoitika. And saka we should talk about it.
Yeah.
we should not be like, come on, murozviitire zviri kutoitika. So let's address izvo zvitoripo and talk about it.
Okay, maybe you would want to tell the people your last message and what you'd want to say to the young girls who might be kuma form 6 right now, vada kuenda university, your word of encouragement, those who also want to join Zinasu.
Those who want to join SINAS, I would just say it is the only student union in Zimbabwe. And
Only.
the only.
Keynote.
And the women, yeah, you just have to know what you want and be a person who is not afraid to speak out. it is a hard task, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's all about you. And overall, the man has to be heard. Like, ngativaisewo patable for it to be fair. Maybe ndikuti vanzwisise kuti this is not right. Ngavaiswe patable because munonga uchingonzi murume haanzwaro come
Yeah.
on.
So these issues should be talked about, be in church, politically, socially, kudzimba, kwese.
Everywhere hatifaniri kuwandirana nyaya idzi because hazvizonakidzi kunzwa kuti mwana ne-13 years amitiswa, hazvizonakidzi kuzonzwa kuti agumira because amitiswa haana chaari kuita. It's not fair.
Yeah.
Because varume, they're getting away with it. So we should all be presentable on the same platform.
Thank you so much, Rombi. It was good to have you here.
Thank you.
I hope some people out there have heard from you, and also the men out there have heard from you. Hanzi varume taurai kana mukarepwa, musarambe makanyarara kana mukarohwa, because I hear also women mukurova varume venyu kudzimba, so that should stop. Gender-based violence happens to both male and females, and it's really difficult sometimes for men to speak up. But our message to you today is, please, men, speak up. Don't be afraid. There's someone who is ready to listen to you, and please do not commit suicide when you face some challenges. Learn to say no, learn to say yes. And from us, Zimbabwe Daily team and this team behind the scenes, want to thank you so much for following through our program. Remember to register to vote, to also encourage people to register to vote. Until we meet again, it's goodbye for now.